So we are going through Maths Paper 1. We are going through Maths Paper 1. So we did a few questions earlier today, and we're just concluding on what we started. So I'm just waiting for people to join. If you have any questions, you can simply send them in the comment section. If you have any questions, you can simply send them in the comment section. This is GCE 2020, Maths GCE 2020 Paper 1. If you have your friends who are not yet here, you can invite them. You can call them out. You can share the broadcast if you're generous enough. So you can share it with someone who is not here online. These are functions, of course. So if you didn't watch the earlier video, we did a video around 12, and this is the inverse that we found. This was our inverse that we found. F inverse of x is equal to x plus 5 divided by 2. That was our inverse. So we are finding f inverse of 2. F inverse of 2. So this is what is known as a function of a function. Function of a function, or composite function. Composite functions. So this is what is known as a function of a function. What this means is that if you have, for example, f of x, then you have, let's say, x plus 1. If they say find f of 3, that means where there is x there, you are putting a 3 plus 1, which is equal to a 4. That's normally. Now, they will put another function. They will put g of x. G of x, then there will be something else like that. So there will be g of x here. Then, normally, they don't write it in this way, but they'll just write fg of x. That means this is what you'll be plugging in this function. So, for example, let's have f of x is equal to, let's say, the same x plus 1. Then they say find fg of x. That means where there is x there, you are putting g of x plus 1. That's what you're doing. That is what you are doing. So we shall solve this in two ways. We shall use two methods in solving this. Two methods for today. So the one which you'll be comfortable with, that's the one that you will use. So if you have any questions, you can simply send them in the comment section. If you have any questions, you can simply send them in the comment section. So I'm just we have a WhatsApp group, so I'm just simply trying to share this link to the group. So just give me a minute as I am sharing this link with the group. So back to what we have here. So if for example, let's have actual functions. Before we can do this, let's have actual functions. So we are both learning and solving. So let's go to the other side here. So if we have, for example, f of x is equal to, let's say, 3x plus 1. Like that, f of x is equal to 3x plus 1. Then we have g of x is equal to, let's say, 8x, let's say, minus 2. So we have two functions. We have the first one and we have the second one. So when you have these, mostly what you'll be having is a function of a function. That is what you'll be mostly having, function of a function. So if they say, for example, find fg of x, fg of x, fg of x, that means what you'll be doing is that where there is x here, put g of x. So let's write our function. F of x is equal to 3x plus 1. That's our normal function. Then if there is fg of x, that means what we have is 3 by g of x. 3 by g of x. So let's just have this. 3 by g of x plus 1. That's how you write it. G of x goes there, where there's x. 3 by that, g of x plus 1. So what you'll be having is f now, g of x is equal to 3, open brackets. G of x is 8x minus 2, then plus 1. Expanding this, we have a 24x minus 6 plus 1. Negative 6 plus 1. So negative 6 plus 1, you follow the sign of the bigger number in terms of the magnitude. You follow the sign of the bigger number in terms of the magnitude. So the bigger number here is negative 6. That means it's 1 minus 6, which is negative 5, of course. So it's 24x minus 5. That's your fg of x. That is your fg of x. So I am just showing you a simple way so that we can fully know what we are talking about. I am just showing you a simple way so that you can fully know what we are talking about. So if you have any questions, you can simply ask. If you have any questions, you can simply ask. So I've not yet started solving the question. I'm just showing you another way in which you can know this better. I'm just showing you another way in which you can know this better. So I don't know if there's any question before I proceed with this one. Any question before I proceed with this one? Any question before I proceed? So we were finding fg of x. So let's find gf of x. Let's find gf of x. Let's find g. So gf of x. That's what we are finding. Gf of x. Gf of x. That is what we are finding. Gf of x. So yet again, we know g of x is equal to 8x minus 2. That's g of x. That means gf of x is equal to, where there is x there, put f of x, then minus 2. Minus 2. Like that. Then what do we have now? So 8 by 1. So what do we have? It's 8 by that. It's again 24x. 8 by 1, it's plus 8, then plus 1. That means what we have is 24x plus 9. Like that. So if we had numbers, for example, if we had like, let's say, find gf of 4. Gf of 4. That means your answer is just 24 by 4, then plus 9. That's how you solve it. 24 by 4, then plus 9. So 24 by 4, so that's a 96. So 96 plus 9, which is equal to, of course, 105. That's your answer. If on this one you had, like, for example, if you had fg of 1, that means what you do, where there's x there, it's 24 by 1 minus 5. So it's 24 minus 5, like that, which is equal to 19. That's your answer for this one. So we've not yet started solving the question. We've not yet started solving. So I'm just showing you a background of composite functions. A background of composite functions. So if you would want to join our WhatsApp group, it's just a 20 kwacha monthly for maths only. So if you can afford a 20 kwacha, you can simply inbox us and we'll add you to our group. If you have any questions, you can simply send us a message through our inbox. So our WhatsApp line on our page is not working, but it will start working tomorrow. Now back to our question. We are finding f inverse of 2. F inverse of 2. F inverse of 2. So we shall work it in two ways. So let's write our f of x. F of x, of course, is 2x minus 5. Then f inverse of x is equal to x plus 5 over 2. Like that. So this can be written as f inverse of x. It's just the same. F inverse of x. So this shows that these might be your brackets. 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 So what do you do with these brackets? What do you do with these brackets? What do you do with these brackets? So it's very simple and straightforward. It's very simple and straightforward. So you can just write this in the normal form of this is equal to 2x minus 5. Where there is x there, what are you putting? F inverse of x. So f inverse of x is equal to 2, open brackets. What's our inverse? X plus 5 divided by 2. X plus 5 divided by 2. That's our inverse. So it's 2 by the inverse, then minus 5, of course. Minus 5, of course. Minus 5, of course. Then what do we now do? We can now work on this. So these two cancels. These two cancels because these are multiplying. So these two cancel. So the 2 goes. What we have is x plus 5, then minus 5. So what we have? So it's f inverse of x. So 5 minus 5, that's just a 0. So it's just 2. So where there's x there, what you're putting? A 2. That means that's your answer. So if you just work on this, 2 cancels, x plus 5 remains, so it's x plus 5 minus 5. Then where there's x there, you are putting a 2. You are replacing with a 2 or substituting with a 2. Substituting with a 2. Substituting with a 2. So I've not really checked if any one of you has questions. So let me just check if we have any questions from any one of you. I'm trying to check if we have questions from any one of you guys. So the other one understood, the other one understood, the other one it's clear, the other one clear. So like I said, if you want to join our mathematics group, it's just a 20 kwacha per month. So it's not expensive, it's very cheap. In fact, it's very cheap. It's a 20 kwacha per month. So how do you join? You just inbox us and you submit your WhatsApp line, then we add you to the group. Then after being added, that's when you pay for the group. If you don't pay within the given time, then we will be obligated to remove you from the group. So I don't know if there's any question before I proceed. Any question before I proceed? Any question before I proceed? So let's go to the next one. Let's go to the next one. Let's go to the next one. So it's 2020 paper 1 GCE. 2020 paper 1 GCE. 2020 paper 1 GCE. So we were looking at composite functions. So for those of you that have joined late, we looked at first how these work, and we now solved the actual questions. We solved the actual questions. So let's go to the next question. So I said it's a 2020 GC. So find the value of x. Find the value of x. So we shall write the question on the board, and I'll give you chance to write down the question. So find the value of x. So it's C. So find the value of x if f of x is equal to x. Find the value of x if f of x is equal to x. This is again another form of a composite function. This is again another form of a composite function. So I'll give those who are writing the answers, or the questions rather, I'll just give them just a minute. Less than a minute, in fact. I'll give you all less than a minute. So if you have any questions, like I said, you can ask. Don't be left out. Those of you that have just joined, like I said, if you want to join our WhatsApp group, it's very cheap. It's just a 20 kwacha per month. You can just inbox me right now, or after we are done, of course. Then you can definitely be part of our group. You can definitely be part of our group. You can definitely be part of our group. So we can now continue. F of x, it's a function. So this is a function of a function. Again, a function of a function, a function of a function, a function of a function. So what do we have here? We have this. We can put that there. So since f of x is equal to 2x minus 5, that means f inverse of x is equal to 2 open brackets f of x. That's the meaning of this. Then minus 5. So they are saying this is equal to what? X. So where there's this, we put x is equal to 2 open brackets 2x minus 5 minus 5. So x is equal to this, by that it's 4x this by that, it's minus 10, then of course minus 5. So 4 goes the other side, positive goes there, becomes a negative. So it's 4 minus x minus 4x is equal to negative 10 minus 5. That's negative 15. So x minus 4, so we go there on top. X minus 4, x minus 4x, x minus 4x. So it's more like 1 minus 4. It's more like 1 minus 4. So x minus 4x is negative 3x. Negative 10 minus 5, that's negative 15. We divide over negative 3. We divide over negative 3. So x is equal to negative, negative, positive. So x is equal to 5. That's the answer for this one. That's the answer for this one. That's the answer for this one. So let me just go through the comments if there's any question or where I can repeat. So like I said, if you have any questions, you can simply send them through the comment section. I really want us to be together. If so, you can take a look at where the question is started from, then you can finish it on the other side. So let me just check some of the comments that or some of the questions that are there. So I'm checking from both Zoom and Facebook. So for Facebook, I'm like here now. So like I said, so miss unfortunately we started it kind of sudden. I am not deleting the video. I am not. It will be up here for as long as possible. So I am not deleting the video here. It will still be here. So if you missed out, you can simply watch the video again. If you want me to send the video to you direct after I'm done, you can definitely let me know, then I'll send it to you directly. If you are in one of our WhatsApp groups, I'll send the video immediately I'm done here. I'll send the video immediately I am done here. So we are solving 2020 paper 1. 2020 paper 1. 2020 paper 1. 2020 paper 1. And we were looking at functions. Just in case you missed out, we did the first questions during the day. So we're just finishing it. So if you kind of missed, just check our last video. Our last video today. We did it, I think, around 12. So you can just check it out. Definitely you find what we were doing. Now let's go to the next question. So if you have any questions, you can comment. So let me check if before I resume, let me check if we have any questions. Okay, you can inbox me, then give me your WhatsApp line, then I'll definitely send it to you directly. So I just decided to do functions. I kind of skipped it. So let me solve Let me solve something that is really weird, but it's worthwhile anyway. Let me just solve something that is really weird, and don't really mind the diagram though. It's circle properties. I think it's probably okay. I'll try by all means to explain this in the best way I can. So for this topic, the most important thing that one has to know are the rules. So there's a D here. So unfortunately for this one, it's a must. We really have to draw this. So if you're writing math and you are really behind, you can join our online tuitions. So there's a 28 here. 28 here. Okay. Let me just draw something that is larger, so that we can all see it clearly. Let it be large, as large as this. So if you, so this is our potato like circle anyway. That goes down there. That goes down there. Let's join them so that we can easily see what we have here. Then there's something here, then there's something there. We have a 28 here. Yeah, it's a 28. 28 here. Then we have a 47. A 47 there. Then we have, of course, our center is there. Our center is there. So that's an O, of course. So this is not drawn to scale. So don't be surprised with what you're seeing here. It's not really drawn to scale. Like really not drawn to scale. I won't be finding the answers for the questions that they've asked us, but I'll be finding almost all the angles that I can find here. I'll be finding almost all the angles that I can find here. So if you don't understand, like I said, what you do, you ask in the comment section. Don't be left behind. If you don't understand, you ask in the comment section. You ask in the comment section. If you're not in our WhatsApp group, you can simply join our WhatsApp group. It's just a 20 kwacha per month for mathematics only. So it's very much affordable. Now, there are quite a few rules that one has to know here when you're looking at circle properties. Quite a few rules that one has to know. So unfortunately, we can't really go through all the rules, but we'll try by all means to like look at one of the most important rules that we can have. One of the most important rules that we can have. So I'm just trying to check if there's any question. Stella, you just joined. Yeah, I'm not deleting the video, so you can simply rewatch it after I'm done. Now, let's start with one simple rule here. ODB. ODB is a triangle, of course. ODB is a triangle. But what triangle is it? If this is your center and there's OD which hits your circumference, that means OD is your radius. OD is your radius. That means OB is also your radius. So I'll come here. So OD is equal to OB, which is equal to the radius of the circle. These are the radii of the circle, like that. So what do we know about triangles? If these sides are the same, if these sides are the same, if these sides are the same, so if these sides are the same, these two sides are the same, that means definitely this is what is known as an isosceles triangle. An isosceles triangle, meaning base angles are equal. Base angles are equal for an isosceles triangle. That means this angle is equal to that angle. They are the same. So angle ODB. So back here. So angle ODB with an angle there is equal to angle OBD. Angle OBD. They are equal. That's number one rule. So this is what is known as the radii rule. This is what is known as the radii rule. Base angles are the same. Then there's another rule that we have. So back to our diagram. So we'll try by all means to look at almost all the rules that we have. So let's look at another rule. 1, 2, 3, 4. Touching four sides of the circle. Touching four sides of a circle. So this is a quadrilateral. This is a quadrilateral. So if this is touching four sides of this circle, opposite angles, they are supplementary. What do we mean? This angle plus that angle, they add up to 180. This angle plus that angle, they add up to 180. That means angle DAB here. Next one. DAB plus BCD plus BCD, these are supplementary, is equal to 180 degrees. That's another rule. Cyclic quadrilateral. That's the name of the rule. So if you don't know the rules, don't really mind some of these rules, because we shall do these rules again. Okay. It's not a topic. We are going through Maths Paper 1 2020. Maths Paper 1 2020. That is what we are going through right now. Maths Paper 1 2020. So if you're not in the WhatsApp group, you can simply send me your WhatsApp line. Then you can be added to the group. It's just a 20 kwacha per month. Now, what we have here is that this is an angle at the circumference, and this is the angle at the center. This is the angle at the center. So what's the rule? The angle at the center is twice as much as the angle at the circumference. So this angle is twice that angle. This angle is twice that angle. So if there's a 47 here, that means this is 47 by 2. 47 by 2. 47 by 2. That is this angle here. So finding angle DOB. So let's now start finding some of the angles. Let's find DOB. DOB. So DOB is twice DAB. So DOB is twice DAB. The angle at the center is twice as much as the angle at the circumference. Like that. So that means we have angle DOB. DOB is equal to 4 degrees here. So back to our diagram. What we have here is a 90. and 94 degrees. What we have here is a 94 degrees. What we have here is a 94 degrees. Now, what did we say? We said base angles are the same. So x there, x there, they are the same. So finding ODB, since ODB is equal to OBD, we can just find for one. Back here. So x plus 96 is equal to 180. That means 2x is equal to 180. 2x plus 94 is equal to 180. So we're trying by all means to be as 2x 180 minus 94. So 180 minus 94, that's an 86. 86. So 2x is equal to 86. 2x is equal to 86. We divide over 2. We divide over 2. That means x is equal to 43 degrees. That means angle OBD and angle ODB and OBD are both 43 degrees. Are both 43 degrees. Both 43 degrees. So I've just written them down on the diagram. I've just written them down on the diagram so that you can take note of what we have here. You can take note of what we have here. I've just written them down so that you can take note of what we have here. So before I continue, let me just check if we have any questions from anyone. So unfortunately, just for today, we are not doing the actual learning. So unfortunately, some of us really we never did this topic, so it will be very difficult for you to understand some of these. Yeah, Moses, so I'm trying to go through this whole thing. So the lighting is kind of shiny anyway. Now back to our diagram. We said opposite angles add up to 180. Opposite angles add up to 180. That means finding angle DBC. Finding angle DBC is now very simple. Finding angle DBC. So we know that this plus that is equal to 180. So DAB. So let's just use the other side. DAB. Angle DAB plus DCB These must equal to 180, of course, 180. So DAB is just a 47, of course. 47. So 47 plus x. 47 plus x is equal to 180. That means x is equal to 180 minus 47. So 180 minus 47, that's 133, I guess. 133, if I'm not mistaken. 133. So meaning what we have here is a 133. 133. 133. That's what we have here. We have a 133. 133. We have a 133. We have a 133. So let's try and find BDC. Okay, this one is like the easiest, guys. It's like the easiest now. This one here. It's like the easiest. What do we know? This is a triangle, of course. There's a 28, there's a 133, then there's x here. So these, of course, add up to 180. So BDC. So finding BDC, it's BDC. Finding BDC, it's so BDC. Finding DBC. BDC. It's just very simple. So it's x plus 133 plus 28 is equal to 180. That's finding BDC. So 133 plus a 28, then from 180. That's how we are finding BDC. So why are we doing that? So the reason we're doing that is it's a triangle. It's a triangle, and angles definitely add up to 180. So 133 plus a 28, it will be something like a 161. So x plus 161 is equal to 180. So x is equal to 180 minus 161, like that. So which is equal to a 19, of course. 19 degrees. That's the answer for this one. 19 degrees. So what we have here is a 19. Back to our diagram. What we have here is a 19 degrees. Now, if you can check through the questions that these guys asked, you definitely see that we've solved all the questions that they were asking us to find. You'd notice that we've solved all the questions that they were asking us to find. The questions. None of the questions have been left out. So you can't, for these two, it's kind of a challenge finding them, but you can find their sum. In terms of your syllabus, you can't really find these two normally. It's kind of a challenge for your normal syllabus, unless maybe you do some other stuff, but for your syllabus, they would never ask you to find this. If you have such a diagram, they would never really ask you to find this if you had such a diagram. So so we are finding BOD. BOD, we found it is a 94. We are finding OBD. OBD is a 43. We are finding BDC. BDC, it's a 19. So we've already found some of these 133, 43, and the likes. So if you are not in a WhatsApp group and you would want to join, it's just a 20 kwacha, in fact. Andrew is kind of late though. Andrew is asking where the 28 is coming from. The 28 is on the question paper. The 28 is it's part of the question. It's part of the question. So it's part of the question. So I would really advise you to like read through the questions before you start answering. Don't just rush. It's very important. Don't just rush. Read through the questions. Don't rush. So if you rush, you'd likely miss out on some of the most important concepts that these guys have laid out. So unfortunately, I've been here for close to 40 minutes. So let's make a deal here. Let's be meeting here at 19 hours every day for mathematics. Every day at 19 hours, let's all meet here for mathematics. I would really want us to do some physics. Let's have the night course because it's already 2012. It's already 2012. If possible, maybe I might come later, but I kind of doubt. If I'll be live, then I'll let you guys know. So if you're not in the WhatsApp group, you can simply send me a message via my inbox to join. So this has been yours truly, Dr. Purpose, and I am signing out. So if you have any questions, you can send them to me in my inbox. If you don't have my WhatsApp line, just inbox the page directly and I will give you the line to use. So have a good night.